John Minto is to run for Mayor of Christchurch, commonly described as a veteran activist, as opposed to an activist on behalf of veterans, and one of the leading figures in the campaign against the 1981 Springbok tour of New Zealand. Of course, Mr Minto has previously run for the Auckland Mayoralty and for the Mana Party. He's now part of the Keep Our Assets team. Given everyone's picking, he's got an almost impossible task taking on sitting Christchurch Mayor Leanne Dalzell. Why is he running in the election?
Well, I want to be Mayor of Christchurch because we've got some big, bold policies that will actually address the big issues facing the people of Christchurch. At the moment, we've got very much a corporate-oriented city council and a corporate-oriented rebuild, and we think that what we're aiming for is really a people-centred, a people-oriented city rather than what's being offered.
Do you have any realistic prospect at all of being elected, or are you simply trying to get onto the agenda things like asset sales?
Well, we do want to get these things onto the agenda because the people of Christchurch have never had a debate about asset sales. They were sprung on us after the votes were counted in the last election. So yeah, we do want those things discussed, but we're not here just to wave the flag and say, look, these issues are important. We're actually going out to win this election, and we think that we've got big, bold policies that will resonate with the people of Christchurch. Having said that, we accept that we are the underdogs.
How would you get along with the government? Because that's so important in Christchurch, isn't it? What the community wants, what the minister and the government want, and the mayor somewhere in the middle.
So the voice of the people of Christchurch has been lost, and it was lost as soon as the Share an Idea program was sidelined by the government. We've got to bring those things back to the fore, and it doesn't mean alienating government. It just means being absolutely plain with the government that these are the policies that the Christchurch people have voted for if they vote for me, and they are the policies that will be implemented, and we would expect the government to stand alongside the people of Christchurch in what they want and make sure this happens.
Right. If we look at some of the policies you've announced this morning, free public transport, 1,000 affordable council-owned rental homes or rent-to-buy homes, obviously this stuff costs money. You're opposed to asset sales. What are your options to pay for it? More debt? Rate increases?
Well, we certainly won't be increasing rates, and we won't be selling assets. The policies we're putting forward, John, are policies that will save the city money. Free public transport will save us enormous amounts of money. We're also, introducing the living wage for everybody employed in Christchurch will save money, because what we are going to do is manage down the very high salaries that are paid to the senior managers who work within the council. We're saying the maximum salary that will be paid in Christchurch is $160,000, which is 4 times the living wage. It would mean the mayor, for example, myself, if I was elected mayor, I'd immediately have a $24,000 pay cut, because at the moment the mayor is paid $184,000, it would come down to $160,000. And we've got 200 people who are paid more than $100,000, and I think a dozen or so paid more than $200,000. Managing down those salaries will pay for increasing the wages of people who are doing the hard work on the streets to keep the city moving.
When I've said to people that I'm going to interview you about running for Mayor of Christchurch, everyone I've spoken to has said, the guy's an Aucklander. Isn't it a little bit cheeky to move down there only, a year ago and already be running for mayor?
Well, I don't see that as a problem at all. At this time, I always claim my South Island heritage, John. I grew up in Dunedin, and in a sense, it's me, coming back to the mainland. But I think what we're asking people to do is to look at the policies. We hope that there will be a policy debate, and in some ways, coming from the outside, and I've been here almost 2 years now, coming from the outside, it means that I bring some fresh eyes to look at what's happened here, and I think people will be prepared to give us a fair go. I know in some areas of Christchurch it's notoriously parochial, but I think the majority of people here living in Christchurch have come from other places, and I think they'll be prepared to give these ideas a go.